Hello, hello. Welcome to this part two of the training on how we build a complete business from scratch. Now, obviously, we have the added advantage that in doing this, I am using Who to create the products, which does speed things up a little bit more. But even without that, as you've seen, if you've got a way of creating products, you can get onto something like Gumroad. And again, like I said in the first part of the training, it doesn't have to be Gumroad. You could do this on Lemon Squeezy. You could do this on any platform you like. The reason we highlighted Gumroad as a way of doing this was because it has all the features that we really need from an e-commerce store with no upfront costs. You can get started for absolutely nothing. You just sign up for a Gumroad account, and they only take money when you make money. So at the end of the last video, what we had was a store that contained this unrestricted private label rights product. And also I had another product in there, which was linked in as a part of an upsell. As you'll see, a bunch more products have appeared in here. And I didn't record this process because guess what? It was exactly the same as the process for listing the other products, except it was actually easier because for each of these, once I got one product done, I just hit the duplicate button in here. I would duplicate the product, let it complete that. Then I would go in and edit one of those duplicated products. And then when I edited it, all I really had to change was the title of the actual product. And then in here, I put the book description, which obviously that came from Who. I just spaced it out and made it look prettier. And then because I made this copy really generic, the only bit I had to change was how many social media posts they got, which I had to change there. And then down here, I would put how many chapters, how many words. So that would vary from book to book. And again, down here, I've repeated how many social media posts they get. This was all I had to edit, and the graphics. And you saw how quickly we make those. You do it with Gumroad, you make your book cover, and then you use the magic resize to create all the other image sizes that you need, which is basically a 600 by 600 square image for here. And this one, I think, is a 17 something by 720, 1280 by 720, something like that. It does tell you in Gumroad anyway. So basically, I created a whole bunch more products. But you'll notice we've made no sales of any of those. Yeah, I know, that wasn't the point. The point was this. The point was twofold. One, to populate the store so it had plenty of content. But secondly, so that I could also put together a special offer. And I did a special 9-pack offer. It's still on there, the main offer, where you save 60% off. But I haven't sold any of these at full price. I'll explain why in a second and how this has helped make more money. Once I'd got the set on that, I just a screenshot from Gumroad and used that as an image, right? I didn't do anything complicated here. Obviously, this piece of sales copy I did write, and I did actually write this. I didn't do it with Gumroad, but I was able to copy lots of bits from the other copy. All this was copied from the other sales copy anyway. So really what the offer was, you get these at a big discount. At the same time, although I couldn't run an offer on Cyber Monday as I was originally going to, because that was when my Gumroad store got temporarily suspended and I had to go and talk to Gumroad. And yes, I'm going to tell you all about that too. So I did have a little suspension of action on my Gumroad account. It does happen, even calling things white label. Now, what happened was I was busy actually uploading these products that I've shown you in the product screen here. So I was busy uploading these, and I think I got to about number 4 or 5, and then suddenly I went to duplicate another one. It said, your account has been suspended. I checked my email, and sure enough, I got an email from Gumroad saying, your account has been suspended. So what did I do? I immediately responded. What I actually did is I did it through the help in here. I found that normally quicker than replying to emails. So I went in and I effectively opened a ticket. And I said, in fact, I wonder if I can still see. I don't know if we can see past tickets in here. Let me see. Previous conversations. Here we go. Okay. So here we go. I sent them a message. Hi, my Gumroad account has been suspended, but I am not sure why. I successfully run other accounts. Is it because this one sells white label content? If so, this is within rules because I am the original author. This is not PLR that I am reselling. I believe this account has been suspended in error. Please advise you can reach me at my email address. Kept it simple. Never go in there angry. Never go in there, this isn't good enough. Right? Now, in this case, I got a really convoluted answer, which is different to what I've had in the past. Normally I have, I'm sorry, we got confused because it was called PLR. They reckon they had a bunch of accounts, and I have actually verified some of this story to the extent that I can, so I don't really doubt it, not that it matters. The bottom line is, within 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours, I had my account reopened. Now, by that point, I'd missed the Cyber Monday thing, so I thought, well, okay, let's not worry about that. So I created an offer called Cyber Late. What did I do with that offer? I mailed it to the people that are in my Gumroad list. Now, I have since deleted that message because the offer's expired and I didn't want to leave the post up with the old offer on it. What I have left up here is this one, which is really what made the money. If we view this email, this is the one where I sent out and I acknowledged. I didn't view post, not preview email. So I didn't, okay, we haven't it, we effed up. We didn't exclude out already heavily discounted pack, and you can use this coupon, we're still going to honor it, Basically told a lot of people, we made a mistake, but you can cash in. So really, all of the sales of that pack were then made with a further discount coupon. So where does that leave us? Now, I promised you I was going to be completely legit with this case study, so I have to take $200 out of that total, and I will tell you why. Because I'm a marketer, and because I only have a handful of people on my list that are normally interested in PLR. And so what I did is I sent out to a very small segment of my own list, but I tracked the links and I tracked the sales, and I made 4 sales as a result of that at about $50 a piece with all the discount. So let's imagine that I didn't do that bit. So let's just take 200 off this. It's still just shy of $300. And when you consider the total time taken, you saw me build the initial thing, listing all of those other products and creating them because who's fast was 3 hours, less than 3 hours. The total invested in the entire thing, including the time I've taken writing emails and doing stuff, is about 4 hours in grand total. So, you know, even if I stop there, and we took this no further, and let's say we made, let's call it, so let's say $297 US, and let's divide that by 4 hours. And I think it was actually nearer 3.5. That's $74 an hour. That's not a bad hourly rate, is it? But here's the thing. That's what you get just for doing the front work. I haven't done any further promotion yet. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about other forms of promotion and what we can do. Because in the real world, what I would do, now bear in mind, this is not real world, okay? This isn't my only business. This is something I did to prove it could be done. But if this was what I was genuinely building, I would now take that money, and bear in mind, I have had some of it, Gumroad payout, every week or two, and they've already sent me 100 and something, and they're now sending me another. They sent another payment today, which will land in my account in the morning. So, you know, already it got a couple of $100 comes in from Gumroad. If I take some of that money or all of that money that I make and reinvest this into advertising, now think what can happen. You see, we already know, I know that there's a conversion rate on this. A percentage of people that download the free thing either give me money when it's pay what you want or nothing, or they buy the upsell. So I know, and I can see from this, right? Here's my total visits to just the free thing. 531. So we're about 10%, just over 10% conversion rate there, right? So now we can start doing, that's enough to do some rudimentary figuring out on effectively what a visitor's worth to us. So we know that we're converting about 10%. So if we get 100 visitors, we're going to make a sale. Now let's also divide that amount that we made, because it wasn't much, 94.40. We're going to divide that by the 57 sales to give us an average of $1.60 a sale. So if I can get 100 visitors to my site, one of them is probably going to buy. And so now I can look at how much per 100 visitors, or how much I can actually go and get traffic for. Now, obviously, there are other things on this, because you will we should have counted this amount in as well. We should have, because all of the sales for this were actually done off the upsell. So actually, let's rework those figures very quickly. So 57 plus 8 means we had 65 sales, and our total was actually 24.40 plus 94. So that's 188.40, and our total visitors are actually 554. So we're still close to the 10% mark, but we're actually making, what I'm saying is we're making quite a bit more there. We're making about double what I said. So now we can start to work out what we can afford to spend. Now, here's the thing, right? This is just driving stuff to the free thing. There are other things that we can do, there are other promotions we can do, and we can mail to these people afterwards. But let's just start with this. Where can I go and get traffic that relatively cost effectively that might convert? And I'm going to suggest a few places that you can try. And the truth of the matter is that there is no simple answer to where do I get traffic. The answer is wherever your potential customers hang out. So I would always start, if you're doing, like, this is PLR, I would be joining every PLR group, forum, discussion group, everything, because number one, there's a ton of free traffic there. Second of all, those places often let you run paid ads, or maybe they have a mailing that you can pay to have a mail that goes to so many people. A bit like a solo ad or that kind of thing. But let's talk about some other places that you can get advertising from. Buy Sell Ads is one that I was introduced to probably 15 years ago. Still use it, still log in fairly frequently. I mean, I don't get as much traffic through here as I used to, but they can connect you with just about every traffic source under the flaming sun. Now, I will talk in a minute about targeting, because this is what is important. Right? Traffic is easy. Anyone can get traffic. Right? There's places that will send you 1 million hits, but they'll all be dog shit. Right? Anyone can send you a glut of rubbish traffic or completely untargeted traffic. That's not going to do you any good at all. So don't fall into someone's offered me 1 million visits for, a little amount of money, because if they're all junk visits and they're not targeted and they're not remotely interested in what you have to offer, you may as well just flush that money down the toilet and hope some of it comes back, and that'll probably give you a better return. But if you can target your advertising to people that you know are interested, and this is the key, targeted advertising. Let's talk about a couple of very narrow ways of doing targeted advertising. First of all, one of my all-time favorite things to cut your teeth on advertising and marketing, and I am not going to do a training on this, because guess what? Microsoft train you for free. The Microsoft training that is in there, when you sign up and you watch their videos, yes, they take some time to go through, but if you want to learn how to do this properly, you'll invest the flipping time. Watch those and you'll see. Now, the reason I love Bing ads, and again, this is not a Bing training. I'm not going to deep dive and show you how to set up a Bing ad. I'm not going to get into any of that. That could be a 2-hour training in its own flipping right. And Microsoft do it better than I can. So the reason I like Bing ads, reason number one, it really is the biggest one. Only pay for your clicks. Now, let me explain why this is significant. With a lot of advertising, you pay per impression. Every time the ad is served up, you pay a penny or 2 or 5 pence or whatever it happens to be. With Bing ads, what you do now, yes, it is kind of a bidding thing, but what you are doing is you are setting your price, and then and I always bid low because there's always enough traffic there when you're first starting out. You know, you got to remember how big Bing is, okay? And Bing's tiny compared to Google, but cutting your teeth on Google ads will pretty much empty your wallet overnight and probably not give you the returns that you want. I would say do it on Bing first, and then if you're as and when you're ready, or if you're in a niche that it's worth gearing up onto Google ads with, then by all means look into it. But here's the thing, I wouldn't try doing ads on like PLR, white label, all that kind of stuff. There are some huge big hitters out there swallowing up the ads on that because it's a profitable market. Bing though, so Bing, you're only going to pay for the click. Now, this means, say you get your targeting completely wrong. What will happen is your ad will get served up by Bing, and they'll start serving it up to the target audience you've asked for. And what they'll do is they'll realize that it's getting no traction whatsoever, and they'll just pause the ad and tell you, this isn't working, change the ad up, change the category, change what. So you can actually experiment and play a bit and not worry. You're not going to get booted off Bing for doing it, right? This is how it works. So the beauty of this is if you completely screw the targeting up on your ad, you're going to probably spend a few dollars, right? Because you might get some crap clicks. You might spend $1 or $2. But Bing are going to stop the ad and go, this is rubbish, it's not working. They only succeed if you succeed, because they only get paid if people click through. Learning to write a good Bing ad, well worth doing. Do you know what? Pick up any training course. You can go pick up any training course from the 1980s onwards about how to write classified advertising. It's the same thing. Headline, short description, link. Right? So someone in chat there saying that they got clicks for less than 10 cents. Yeah, it is all about playing around with it, and you will get lower cost clicks. So Bing ads, seriously, very good one. Also, and I'll tell you the ones not to do as a beginner. I wouldn't touch Google as a beginner. I would, and in fact, Google's great. Depends on your niche. There are some niches that even if you're a beginner, it's probably worth advertising on Google. But this ain't one of them. This digital stuff isn't one of them. I would always start on Bing. Also, like people go, Facebook ads. Again, Facebook ads in this niche? No. Some niches, yes. But Pinterest ads, similar deal. Very similar targeting, but a lot easier and cheaper than Facebook. And you might find that your niche works there. I'm not saying that you should go and put PLR on Pinterest. I've seen people do it, though. It could be done. But Bing ads certainly is one that I would look into doing. And it's only then a matter of increasing your bids so that you get enough clicks. Now, you need to have a couple of things. You need to get enough impressions so that you get enough clicks to get enough traffic to get the stats, right? We can't tell if you send 10 visits to a page how successful it is. The absolute minimum visits is 100 you really want to be sending, because that will give you the closest to, like, 1 out of 100 is 1%, 5 is 5%. Preferably send 2 or 3 times that. So next up, if you want really cheap clicks, really cheap traffic, but terribly targeted, and I will say that it is somewhat targeted, but it is not very well targeted. I find redirect works the best when you're giving away free stuff. Whereas with Bing, you could drive people straight to a store. It's best if you drive to a free offer, because then you're going to get them to go over there. You're going to have their email, and now you can follow up and make your sale later on. So that click will still pay for itself. Redirect, I've just sent some redirect traffic to an offer, and it doesn't convert great, but it does convert. And they have all sorts of traffic. Now, I will say the email traffic they have is the best. If you can find a publication that you think is remotely going to be interested in your niche, but it can be done. And the traffic there is super cheap, and they've got they've got an FAQ. They even assign you an account manager, and if you reach out to the account manager, they will help you. They work with just about any type of traffic and any type of offer. They can even do adult traffic and stuff like that. So that's redirect.com, worth a consideration. I've used it for some testing. Now, another thing, and we're now going to get into clicks that cost you more money, but they're guaranteed clicks. And please do not roll your eyes when I say the next words out my mouth, because a lot of people, when I say these next words, will go, oh, that's so 2002. And I partly agree. But there is still good traffic and good money to be made from the good quality solo ads. Now, this is Udemy. udimi.com, and this is a solo ad marketplace. Now, are there a lot of shysters on here? Yes, there are. How do you not get ripped off? Well, typically you buy from the people that have got a really good review rating initially. You buy a small amount, you see what they're like, and you work with them based on if they continue to give results. Now, I do say that because I've had sellers that will give me the first few hundred clicks are fucking brilliant, and the next few hundred are pretty good. The ones that then the next lot they send you are a bit ropey because they're running out of their best traffic and they're now sending you crap. So, you take it on a seller by seller basis. But look, on Udemy, if you're going to find sellers, you can sort this down by keyword. You can also look at their ratings. Now, look, let's take a look at some of these. This guy here, 4,508 positive ratings. Let's click over that and see what this says. So he sold 26 recently. He's got 4 negative reviews. And then if we click in, we can see some of his reviews. Now, this is what I always want to look for as well in the reviews. Look for people that are saying they got sales. And you want quite a few of them. That's the same guy. So let's have a look. It's a different chap. Because now, the reason I say make sure they got quite a few is people on Udemy, to get themselves kickstarted, like anyone does, probably gets their mate to be their first customer. So the ones that have got 5 positive ratings, you don't know. You're taking a real gamble. But when somebody has got hundreds or thousands of positive ratings and only, expect some negative, right? You're always going to get some, and you can go look at them. And 9 times out of 10, it's probably that the page that they were driving the traffic to didn't convert. If you are going to go down the route of solo advertising, though, I will say this. You want to be leading with your free offer. It's all about getting the email address and making the sale later. So drive them to your Gumroad free offer. They download the free offer. You've got their email address, so you've now got the follow-up in place. But these can be a very good way, as you can see. I mean, I haven't done loads on this. I occasionally do in order to test a new offer and that sort of thing. But I'm finding the traffic's getting a bit pricey from here. This isn't too bad at 44 cents a click. That's a promoted link. I'd have to check her out. But see, this guy wants 67, 69. Some of these people want 90 cents a click, and I just wouldn't pay that. Just personally wouldn't pay that. Ideally, what you want is to get your conversions to a point where you know that you're converting and making enough money from the back end sales that come from anyone that signs up, so that you're paying less per person than you're making. That's the goal. So Udemy, look out for that. Check carefully, on their scores and other things. Also, there's other things you can check out. Are they verified? And there's a verification process. This guy here is using his real name, his real phone number, and he's had his ID and passport verified. And on top of that, there's a thing inside for a seller that verifies their list if they're using certain email autoresponders to handle it, which means that Udemy can actually verify the list size. They're saying, don't get sucked into that, because obviously a big list doesn't mean nothing, but it does mean that you've got a little bit of safety. With any of these, I am going to say one thing that you really want to consider doing is tracking your links. Now, the most popular link tracking solution on the market today, something like ClickMagick, but as you can see, $70 a month. It does pay for itself in time if you're going to take this stuff seriously. If you want a cheaper option, this is something that I sell called Link Supervisor, and Link Supervisor still has the lifetime non-recurring, get in for $90 one time and you're there. And this has been running since 2020 and is still going strong today, and is a service that I use personally. All the links that I mail out are through Link Supervisor. The advantage of doing it with here is that now you can actually, you actually would make a different link for each ad, all going to the same URL, but you create a new one each time, and you give each ad its own link so that you can track them and follow them. Nice question here. With solo ads, would you drive to free offer to single page or to the Gumroad store? I send it to the Gumroad store. I would send it to that Gumroad. Let me pull up my store and show you exactly the page I sent to. I would send it here, because the way I've constructed this offer, this says everything I want to say right in this graphic, right? It's all about traffic, and it's completely free. And then they're hooked into looking into it then. And all I want them to do is grab it for nothing. And I've got their email address. And obviously a lot of people are more generous than that and throw money at you. And then on top of that, anyone that goes through this checkout process, obviously this will be a test sale because I'm logged in. But if I do this, when I check out and there we go, we get the pop-up for the discount off this. And quite a lot of people pick that up. So, but track your links. That's the important message here with any form of advertising. You want to be able to know that they actually sent you the traffic they said they would, and all sorts of other things. ClickMagick will give you all sorts of stats, way more than you probably need. Link Supervisor won't give you anywhere near as detailed as that, but you can tell roughly geolocation, but not that matters, but you can tell how many you got and how many were unique, which is the most important thing. And then also your analytics inside your Gumroad will actually show you where the traffic, where a lot of the traffic came from as well. So, mentioned Bing, I've mentioned Pinterest. I also, in a moment, I'm going to talk about a traffic source that you probably haven't even considered. I'm going to show you how I've already put it into action on my store. I did it earlier today. But before we get to that, I also want to talk about some other ways of attracting people to your offers. Number one, do not underestimate still the power of all those forums, groups, and places you've joined. You know, you keep mentioning, hey, I've got a free offer, and people keep signing up for it. I haven't done it actively on this one because I've been very busy on other projects. Now, other ways that you can generate and boost interest. There is a tool on the market. These are paid tools. I'm not necessarily endorsing these. I'm not an affiliate for them. I'm just telling you of the kind of tool that's out there that lets you do this kind of thing. UpViral is a very good tool for doing something where you're giving something away. And kind of the way it works is this. They come and get the first freebie. Now, what do people that get free stuff love? More free stuff. And even if they don't all become buyers, a lot of them will do things like share this to your Facebook wall and I'll give you another freebie, right? So we can use those freebie seekers that never become buyers to generate us more traffic of some that might. So UpViral is one way. If you use Product Dino and you've got their Wombat solution, that's a similar thing. There are hundreds of other solutions out on the market. I'm just mentioning two that I know of. As I say, not specifically endorsing them or anything, pointing out the kind of tool and the kind of thing you want to be using. So now when somebody gets their first giveaway, you see this encourages them to do share on things. And as they earn do more things, they unlock more freebies. So if you've got somebody that just wants lots of free stuff, fine, make them work for it. Make them share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on WhatsApp, in email, and everything else. And that some of that traffic, some of those people that come to get it for free will become paying customers. So now you turn them into paying customers. So UpViral, Wombat on Product Dino. You could also consider something like King Sumo. Very low cost. Doesn't do that the giveaway thing in the same way. It's just a giveaway. But you could award everyone that signed up some free PLA. You could do something like that with it. So these are all very sensible, viral ways of getting other people shouting about your freebie. And talking about that, we're now going to talk about a form of traffic which at first will be small for you, but can and will grow. And I've already started to put it in action today on my Gumroad store. So let's come back to here. You'll notice this is the affiliate program. So I've got my affiliate thing all turned on, commissions all set up, and I've grabbed this link, which is my affiliate sign up link page. And then I've gone over to the email section and I have emailed out, did this just earlier on today, and also posted. And I'm saying, look, can I grease your palms with cash? Nice hook, that, isn't it? So what I've done is I've emailed anyone that is a customer or has downloaded something for free and said, hey, I want to give you some money. How about giving something away for free to your friends and that your friends followers will love you for and earn money? Right, let me explain. Got the referral program. You can link them to the free product, and anyone that buys, you get 50% commission. Here you go. So now what I'm doing is you start to turn the best people in the world to become affiliates. The people that have bought or downloaded this stuff, right? They can now start sharing. Let's say download it, they looked at it, yeah, it's good, right? Now they can go and share it on Facebook. Instead of just sharing it and not getting any reward, they're now getting a commission from Gumroad on any of the upsell money they make. And it's free traffic for me. So I've set this going tonight, and the email has already had a few reads and whatever else. I will check a little bit later and see if we've had any actual affiliate sign up. But you see, this stuff is all there. It's just doing it. And I keep saying this, it really is just doing it. So yeah, build an affiliate network out of your existing customers. That's a very good way to do it then. Now, the next thing that you can do on top of that, once you've started up turned on your affiliate program, why not go and tell other people about it? Who else do you know that's selling PLR? Hit them up. Are they interested in doing a mention when they mail out to their list? You know, can you do a little exchange? Can you do a deal? Can you, they be an affiliate for you and you be an affiliate for them, whatever it is, right? But the great thing is they get rewarded, and you can start reaching out to people that have got audiences for that sort of thing and say, hey, do you want to earn commission? Do you want to earn 50%? Do you want to earn this? And it's all built right into Gumroad, so it's dead easy to do from this. Other platforms may vary, but I know it's possible in other platforms. So that one back. What else did I want to show you on here? I haven't yet set up any automated email workflows. That's the next job really that would also be on my list, because I want it so that everyone that comes in gets subjected to certain things in a follow-up sequence. So that's another place at the moment that we're missing out on money on. But really what I set out to do at the beginning of this is, and this training, I'll be honest, was born out of frustration. I keep telling people, please do this, please do it. And they go, oh, it's time for you. You've got a list. It's like No List Fairy came along in 20 years ago and gave me a list, right? I built it from scratch. And how did I build it? Doing this sort of thing, except back then I didn't have this. Back then I had to write scripts and HTML code and all sorts of other stuff. We've got it so easy today. And of course, if you're using Who to create these books, you know how quick you can create and get them listed. But even if you're not, if you're creating your products in other ways, the more buy buttons that you have on the internet, the more money you will make. Now, obviously, this is a great model if you have a tool like Who, because you can produce 10 books and get them listed in a few hours, just like I did. And yes, Ellie said there in the chat as well. I love that we've done this live, so we've got a few people on the chat. There's a group that can help you with promotions affiliates too, and he thinks it's called S11. Society 11. Are you in yet? Should be. Check that out too. So look, the key thing I want to get across is just how achievable this really is. And even if you take out the $200 of sales that I made, because I did mail a small group of people, but like I say, I track those, and you just take this off the organic that it's had, that's still good earnings. And now if I go out, and that's, and fine, if you don't have the money sat there right way to buy ads, now obviously if you've done it like this, you've got, if you take it off the 200 and I only had $300 of that, and let's say you didn't do as well as I did, let's say you made less than half what I did, so you've only got $150, you can do a lot of damage with $150 of ad spend money if you know your offer's converting. And that is the other big thing. I think too many people have bad experiences with traffic because they think it's the big difficult thing, right? So they run out and they buy 10,000 visits to some terrible bloody offer or page that would never work in a million years anyway, and then decide advertising doesn't work. No, advertising definitely works. Everyone does it, right? Where it doesn't work is if you drive it to a page that doesn't convert. Here's the thing. By going out online first to free sources, I've already proved we've got over, a 10% conversion rate on this. That's good enough to make my start, and I can tweak this offer. Now, here's the other thing I can do. Let's not leave it at one freebie. That one freebie is great. That has two hooks. Anyone interested in PLR and anyone interested in traffic. Why not do it again with something else? Do another free one, push that out, encourage those other, and this is how we grow it and build it. And every time you do it, you mail to your existing audience, I've got another piece of free PLR for you. They go and get that, and guess what? It's pay what you want. Some of them now feel they can't just take the second one free, so they give you a $5. Or they buy the upsell because you do the upsell on that as well. See, this is just repetition. Now, the problem is, this gets dull for some people at this point, and that's when you really need to push on and just keep going. It's consistency. What's the best percentage to let Gumroad promote your offers products? On the Spotlight, Gumroad say anything over 30%. I set it to 40% on Spotlight, but then I've set my affiliate program at 50%. Gumroad will only take 40 off Spotlight. The 50% is to affiliates. So, but you don't have to work to those numbers. I mean, I've done 50% because a lot of people in the PLR industry do that. So I kind of want to be in line with what they're doing. Otherwise, if I contacted a PLR vendor and said, hey, I've got some PLR, do you want to promote it as an affiliate? And they go, yeah, sure. They got to sign up and I'm only paying 20%. They're going to go, screw that, I get 50 everywhere else. So I've got to at least compete. Gumroad, I set the Spotlight thing to normally to 40%. I don't know if I did it on this one. Let's go and have a look and see if we did. Where's it? Oh, it's on share, isn't it? I got that one set at 35. To be honest, anything over 30%. Most people set it to like 35, 40. If you want to set it to 50, if it doesn't matter to you. I mean, the higher you set, the more likely you are to get exposure. But the one thing I want to make really clear, and this is really important about exposure on the platforms you build on. I have said this before, but it's so important to reiterate it. People sign up for these things, go on, they say, yeah, Spotlight my product, and then they sit back and go, why am I not making any sales? Because unless you drive some yourself, Gumroad need to know it converts before they'll start promoting it in Spotlight. So until you start making, now I started making sales, yes, Gumroad are sending me some Spotlight traffic. I've only had about 4 or 5 visits from it so far. It's all in the analytics. You can deep dive all of that. But so, you can see where the traffic's come from. So I'm getting some spotlighting now, but you need to drive some initial sales yourself. That's why you need to have a free offer and go and get it out and all the free stuff to get this thing kick-started. Once you've done that, all these other things start to build automatically. So there we go. So that's really it. That really does conclude this, because that is how you completely build a new business store from complete scratch, starting with nothing, no money down other than obviously we've used Who, so you would have to have a Who subscription if you're doing it this way. If you didn't have Who, you just create the products in a more traditional way. But that's how easy it is. And all the graphics that you see have all been done by Canva, all been done in exactly the same way we've shown you in previous videos. Make the book cover, magic resize, done. And then once you've done one product, duplicate and just change the bits in the sales page that need changing. Makes it so much quicker. I was getting those things listed. Like as soon as the book was edited, it was taking me 5 minutes to do the Gumroad bit, because it was just duplicate, paste that description in, change that number, change that number, change that number, change that number, save. Done. So I really hope that this training has encouraged you to do what I set out to make it do, which is to give this stuff a go and to create a store and get it out there. I was speaking to somebody the other day who was busy listing books on Amazon that have been made with Who. That's fantastic. Do keep doing that. But you know, Amazon's great. You'll get a bestseller and you'll be able to say you're a bestseller. You'll even make a few dollars, but you won't make $300 in the time that I've been able to show it. And most of that money was made in the first week. I've been sat, you know, the last week I've been on this business partners deal and lots of other stuff going on. So, you know, I haven't had the time to come back and even do this training until today. So this can be done. It is easy. It's simple. It is just doing it. Please do it. Because seriously, you've seen, I didn't need that existing list. I just went around free groups and went, have some free PLR. That's how I started this. You can kickstart something too. And then how fast you grow it and how much time you invest in it is up to you. If you put in a few hours every day on something like this, you'd have a really good, solid business in no time at all. Absolutely convinced of it. And then be consistent. Don't think you can never be putting out too much. Just keep putting out the content, keep putting out the offers, keep building that store up, keep getting your people interested. That's how it's done, folks. There you go. There's a good challenge. Who will have a full store in the next 7 days and toot the horn about it? I hope several of you. You know, even if you only get a store as far as something like I've done so far, that's a start. You'll make some money, and that will encourage you then to get off your arse and do small listing and do small things. And why leave it at one? Why not build a store on Gumroad and build a store on Lemon Squeezy, build a store on ClickBank, build a store on, you know, doesn't have to stop with one platform. Think like a publisher. Publish and get your product into as many venues and places as you possibly can. That's it for this training. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks everyone that's been here. If anyone's still wondering what's this Who thing we're talking about, well, I'm going to leave you with a little ad so you can check that out. Thanks for joining me on the training. Good to see you all.